The launch of the realme Narzo 50A ushers in a new entry-level gaming champion, well, at least according to Realme Philippines. This entry-level smart device is supposedly a step up from the other Narzo launched earlier this year, the Narzo 30A. We got our hands on the unit and have tinkered with it for quite a while now. Hi, my name is Colin and welcome back again to UnGeek. For today's episode, we get close and personal with Realme's latest entry-level champ, the realme Narzo 50A. We'll talk about some of the improvements that it has and if the realme Narzo 50A is indeed a worthy player to your mobile gaming lifestyle. This is our review of the realme Narzo 50A. But before we dive deep into that, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please consider doing so because we're making more and more videos for you guys. Simply click the subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell right beside it so you know we've come up with a new video. Right now that we have that out of the way, let's go on with this. For those seeing this sub-brand from Realme just now, the Narzo is Realme's answer to youth tech enthusiasts wanting a phone that's somewhat more dedicated to mobile gaming and entertainment than other aspects found on a mobile device. The Narzo streamlines this by focusing on the right balance of processor, internals, and battery while making sure they provide handsets that will fit the budget of young budding enthusiasts as well. Now in essence, the Narzo sits between the entry-level C series and the lower-end mainline number series, usually ending with the prefix of I, like Realme 6i, Realme 7i, and so on and so forth. Let's start off with the specs highlight. The realme Narzo 50A utilizes the same processor as that of its predecessor, the MediaTek Helio G85, a modest chipset that's capable of running a host of games on the app market today. The G85 also has a great power management system to ensure that the realme Narzo 50A can go the distance with you throughout the day. Now personally, we are a bit taken aback by this move by Realme considering this is supposed to be a step up to its predecessor, the realme Narzo 30A. So why use the same chipset? According to Realme, the MediaTek Helio G85 hits the sweet spot on app performance and making sure the price point doesn't go up as much for their target consumer. The processor is coupled with 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of internal memory with expansion slots if you require more. This is where the hiccup for the realme Narzo 50A lie. The internals are pretty much the same as that of the realme Narzo 30A. That being said, if we discount the fact that we can expect the same performance on the Narzo 50A with the Narzo 30A, what then are the differences? Because there should be one, right? The difference with this model versus its slightly older brother would be the overall design and the slight bump on the main cameras. That's about it. In fact, the Narzo 50A feels like just a slight upgrade to the Narzo 30A that we're questioning why they didn't just rename it as Narzo 30i or Narzo 30 Plus or some other iteration of Narzo 30 because it doesn't feel like it belongs to a new product series. That being said, if we take the phone on its own, it actually looks pretty good. The industrial diagonal line from the Narzo 30A is back, but it's slightly modified to give the design more dynamic. Instead of having the lines go all throughout the rear case, it's only flush to one side, creating a distinct clean line on the other side. The camera module is also different this time around, as well as with the placement of the fingerprint scanner. Well, somewhat. It's now part of the bigger camera module, but it's still placed at the center of the phone if you want to be technical about it. At first, this placement confused us out. Having a scanner so close to the camera module seemed like a bad design choice, but upon use, it actually doesn't make much difference. Your finger will be able to find the scanner and possibilities of touching the camera module doesn't seem to be likely. As I mentioned, the camera module did get a slight bump up from before. Instead of 2 cameras, we're now back to 3. And what a jump it is considering the main camera has a large 50 megapixel lens. Supporting these are 2 megapixel depth sensor and a 2 megapixel macro camera. With the Narzo 30A, Realme had to taper the cameras a bit, but I guess they didn't have to when it came to the 50A. We took a couple of sample shots for you to check out, and with the ample lighting, Realme Narzo 50A delivers. The 50 megapixel sensor also works better with night photography as well. Although this is an entry-level device, so don't expect to be dazzled by the night shooting capability. For Zoom calls and online classes, the Narzo 50A still comes with a suitable 8 megapixel front-facing camera. Works great for selfies as well. As mentioned, the Narzo brand is really supposed to be geared towards gaming and entertainment as a whole. As with the Narzo 30A, you'll get a similar gaming and multimedia experience, except, of course, the Narzo 50A comes with Android 11 and Realme 2.0 out of the box. That being said, can it play your favorite mobile games? With a capable chipset like the MediaTek Helio G85, playing today's popular games is definitely something the Narzo 50A can do. Just don't clock the games to max, as the 12nm chipset, despite the 4 gigs of RAM, will have a hard time. We tried it with our usual roster of games like Mobile Legends Bang Bang and League of Legends Wild Rift, and similar to the Narzo 30A, Wild Rift is pleasantly optimized for the 50A. We also tried Pokemon Unite, and you'll be happy to know that you can catch them all with this device. As for Genshin Impact, well, you'll have to clock the graphics to their lowest setting to be able to enjoy the game. So, can it game? Yeah. It most definitely can. For entertainment, the Narzo 50A uses the same screen as that of the Narzo 30A. That's an IPS display HD Plus screen at 720 by 1600 resolution. While it's not a full HD screen, streaming YouTube and Netflix shows on this device isn't that bad. The large 6.5-inch screen is big enough to house content, and the screen is bright enough for you to enjoy what you're watching. Again, the only qualms we have is that we had hoped the full HD screens could be the standard for entry-level devices by now. We're just sad to see another HD Plus screen on this. As for the battery, similar to the Realme Narzo 30A, the Narzo 50A also comes with a large 6000 mAh powers of battery and an 18-watt fast charger. This one, we're happy that they kept as mobile gamers and those wanting to binge watch their favorite K-dramas or Netflix shows mean that they can do so for a much longer time than on other devices. Now, rounding everything off, who is the ideal target market for the Narzo 50A? Well, that's a tough one because this is definitely not for those who recently got themselves a Narzo 30A. For those that did, they'd probably be kicking themselves now because the 50A seems like the better version of the 30A, and it also costs the same. The SRP on this is 7,990 pesos, similar to the Narzo 30A and similar to the Narzo 20A when it was first released. As the selling will happen officially on 11/11, Realme is running a promotion where you can get the Realme Narzo 50A at 6,990 pesos, a whole 1,000 pesos off from the SRP if you pre-order the unit before then. So who is this bad boy for? Well, it's for first-time smartphone users or for those who want an entry-level unit with a bit more power than usual. Something that goes beyond a MediaTek Helio G35 maybe and have just enough juice to run their favorite gaming apps smoothly. So, are we recommending the Narzo 50A? Well, yes and no. No if you just came from the Realme Narzo 30A, but a definite yes if you're looking for a great all-rounder smartphone that can run your favorite apps or your favorite mobile games without breaking the bank. It's also a really great gift option, I guess, for say Kuya who got really high marks on his high school quarterly exam, or if you want an extra phone that can be used by the entire family. And that's it for this really quick review of the Realme Narzo 50A. Do you agree with us? Do you think it's a great phone for the price point that it has? Let us know your thoughts down below. And if you guys want more stories on the Realme Narzo 50A, do check us out on our socials. Check us out and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to be putting the link down below if you haven't followed us yet. With that, guys, my name is Colin and thank you so much for watching until this point. Maraming salamat, and I will be seeing you on the next one. Guys, please keep safe, keep healthy, and as always, keep on gaming. Bye-bye, guys.